Everybody, this is Chris Shepler with Naturally Fit 360 TV. Today we have a very special guest with us, CJ Woodruff of the PFTA Personal Training School. CJ, welcome to Naturally Fit 360.
Glad to be here.
Great, man. How you been doing lately?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing
Yeah?
good. Staying busy.
All right, very cool. So, to start off this interview session, let's talk a little bit about PFTA Personal Training School. What is the school, what does it provide, and how can people find additional information about your program?
Sure. PFTA Personal Trainer School was actually started here in Austin, Texas, and it is basically our answer to a full, comprehensive, extensive, hands-on personal training program. So it's an opportunity for students not just to go online, take a test, and get a certification, but they can actually come to a classroom, sit in the classroom, get some hands-on training with actual personal trainers, people that actually own personal training businesses, that have been in the industry. And then we actually take them in the gym where they're actually one-on-one training one another, learning how to do fitness boot camps. And at the end of our 15-week program, they walk out with a personal training certification that they can go work at gyms and start their own business. So.
Very cool. So really, we're talking about a program that takes, say, the average Joe or somebody who has interest in fitness, and in a 15-week program can take them through the entire gamut. And it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, the main benefit we're looking at here is really that hands-on experience. And in 15 weeks, they're certified and ready to go at some of the best gyms in their town, the state over, whatever it might be, correct?
Absolutely. I think our big goal was like you said, the hands-on. I mean, there's a ton of personal training certifications out there, and a lot of people actually get confused when they're looking online, trying to find out, like, well, what do I want to do as far as getting certified?
Right.
And we're basically saying, look, we don't want you just to have that piece of paper. We actually want you to have real hands-on knowledge. Our joke is, like, would you ever go to a doctor without hands-on training, or would you go to a hairstylist without hands-on training? Of course not.
Right.
Same thing with personal training. So.
Okay, so it's one of those things like we don't want a personal trainer here. It's just straight out of the book, right?
Absolutely.
Never done the exercise before, necessarily.
Absolutely, that's correct.
Well, very cool. Now, a quick question for you in regards to the PFTA Personal Training School. What are the areas and locations that you cover? So, if a student wants to enroll in your program, is there a specific area of town or a specific area of the state that they have to go to? How does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're primarily based here in Texas. We have 4 main locations. We were starting in Austin, which is actually our largest location here in Austin. We have a San Antonio territory, which I actually am in charge of. And we have the Houston and a Dallas location as well. So basically all major cities throughout Texas we're located.
Okay, so you got the 4 big cities covered.
Yeah, 4 big cities
Very
covered.
nice. And how's business been lately?
It's been really good. Obviously, it's January. Everyone's excited to get started. Resolutions
so.
And starting their new life and their new career. So we get a lot of new students coming in and try to sign up for the program. So.
Well, very nice. Well, very cool. So if a student is interested in participating in your program, how would they find out additional information and where would they contact you?
Sure. The best thing for them to do is go to our website, which is www.pftaschools.com. And basically on the front page, you'll see there's a spot where they can register for a free student catalog. And being 2012, everything's digital, so we send you a digital copy of our student catalog, which goes through all the details of the program. And then from there, one of the instructors would contact you in your prospective location.
Okay, well, very simple process.
Yeah,
for those students who are looking to do personal training, again, CJ Woodruff with PFTA Personal Training Schools. You can contact him. They have 4 locations throughout Texas: Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. So now that we got what I call the formalities out of the way, CJ, now we get to talk a little bit about you. Uh-oh, here we go. So one of the things we wanted to bring you on the show for and actually talk to you about was, it's always interesting to hear people's stories on how they got into the fitness industry. There's a lot of shows on TV these days. There's a lot of information out there. And one key, I guess, theme that we see throughout is there's always a turning point, right? There's always a turning point where somebody either participated in a sport or a family member had health problems or something was happening where they said, you know what, fitness is not only my passion, but it's my mission. So I guess for you, looking back on how you got started in your fitness career, tell us a little bit, first off, how you got started, and what was that big turning point where that light bulb went on and you said, this is for me?
Okay. You know, it's funny. A lot of people, I think that, I deal with in the industry are under the impression I've been doing this my whole life. I'm a young guy. I'm 26 years old, going on 27, but I've been only personal training for coming on 6 years.
Okay.
And I've only actually been working out for about the same amount of time.
Okay.
So it's really kind of interesting. Throughout high school and younger than that, I didn't really work out a lot. Played sports a little bit. My mom was a marathon runner though, and she was always into fitness, and so she was kind of my inspiration growing up. She was kind of my hero, and I still say it today. Definitely my number one inspiration. But I never really was inspired to work out on my own. I didn't have that drive. I didn't really see it, and I was kind of lost throughout high school. Didn't know what I wanted to do. So after I graduated high school, I joined the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And joined the Marine Corps Reserve.
And they don't get guys in shape at all, right? No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Not at all.
No,
No.
not at all.
I went into boot camp at I was probably about 125 pounds, 5'9", real skinny guy, and I was able to put on like 30 pounds, and I wasn't all clean weight, but just in a 3 to 4 month period there, put on a whole bunch of weight, and I was feeling better about myself, just a little bit more drive, and got deployed within my second year in the Marine Corps to Fallujah, Iraq.
Wow.
And that would be where my turning point was. I feel like I still didn't have direction in my life completely, and we actually got deployed to a small base outside of Camp Fallujah. It was called Bahariya. It's kind of like a little Iraqi resort. There's a lake on it, and then basically we had tents all outside of the lake, right?
Okay.
And I was in the motor pool, so it's where Motor T is. They work on trucks and stuff. I was a combat radio operator, so my job was to go out with Motor T, and we would transport material throughout the city. But being a radio guy, I would be in a gun truck, so I would communicate back and forth. So if we had combat missions and things like that, so we did take on fire.
And you're in a part of town. I mean, Fallujah's no joke.
It was no joke. It was no joke. Yeah. We took on mortars, we took on small arms fire, grenades, everything you can think of. We got an opportunity to see it, and to be honest with you, it was the most stressful time of my life. I'd never been so stressed before, and we had a small little base gym on this tiny little base, and it was about 2 miles to walk around this lake to the gym, and the chow hall was right next to it. So every single evening, me and 2 other buddies, we would walk around the lake, we'd go work out, and then we'd go eat. And we did that every single day, no matter how late we got in, the missions, whatever. It was kind of our way to just completely escape. I started getting into working out. I started really enjoying it. And then one thing that I noticed that was really interesting is every fitness magazine I would get, or every textbook about fitness, or something somebody would tell me, I would absorb it. And that's nothing I would ever do in high school. Like, I was terrible in school, I just wasn't interested. And every time I would read something about fitness, I would just hang on to it.
So it sounds to me like this is a situation where fitness for you was your outlet. You're in a place, you're far from home, you're in a combat situation, you're in a foreign country. Those 3 things combined are going to cause an immense amount of stress that I couldn't even imagine. And yet, fitness was one of those things for you that you could turn to say, hey, this is not only an emotional, but a physical stress relief.
Right.
Does that sound about...
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. And I just realized, we thank God all me and my buddies, we made it home safe. And when I got home, the first thing that I did was I got online. I was actually living in Waco, Texas. And the first thing I did is I got on the computer and I said, I want to become a personal trainer. Like, I knew right then. And I looked up, there was a school in Austin, Texas, the very first PFTA school. And I literally dropped everything I was doing. And I moved. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything but the money I got from my deployment. I spent half of that on tuition, and I lived for a couple of months while I found a job and went to school, became a personal trainer, and the rest is history. So
that's a pretty incredible story.
kind of just jumped into it, man. But I landed on my feet, but I was so, it was one of those things. It was so, I was so drawn to fitness that I knew even if I failed at it, I had to take that shot. I had to, because that's what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to do anything else. That's what I wanted to do. So.
Now, when you started your journey towards fitness, especially on the professional side, being a personal trainer and really pursuing it as a business, as a career, was there ever a point in time as you started the process where you thought, I might not make it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that period in time.